Hey stampers and crafters, this is Loffler-Laws from Melissa Stamps, and today I am bringing you a spring project. Not necessarily Easter, but it could be Easter, and definitely a spring project. I want you to look at the paper that I've used. This is, let me grab the catalog. This is the Bundle of Love Specialty Designer Series paper that you'll find on page 189 in the catalog, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Look at some of these papers. I'm using this one today, and I'm using this one today, and they all have a gold foil to them. You can see these are just some of them. Look at how wonderful these are for spring. Oh, or baby. They could be for, oh, so many uses. So let's look at what we're going to use today for this cute little box. I'm using the Hello Easter stamp set. I'm using this sprig right here, the Hello Spring, this little open flower, and then some of the dots, and that's what made all of the actual tag. And I also am using some of the gold faceted gems, and I'm using the bow paper clip embellishments, which is right here. And then I'm also using a an older ribbon that came from Celebration last year. So let's get started with our project. This is an envelope punch board project. So you will need your envelope punch board. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a 6x6 piece. Isn't that just gorgeous? Look, I love this paper. So a 6x6 piece of cardstock or DSP. You're going to punch and score at 1 3/8. And then move to the 4th. So 4-inch mark, 1 3/8 first, then 4-inch mark, punch and score, quarter turn, and line up on the lines. Don't go to the 1 3/8 spot. Line up on the lines and punch and score. And here's another one right here. Line up on that line, punch and score, quarter turn. Here's our next mark. And the next one on this side. Last one. Line it up again, punch and score. And that's it for the punching and scoring. So we can move our envelope punch board out of the way. Now we want to do some burnishing, and on this one I chose to leave the edges pointy. You can use the back of your envelope punch board and round those corners if you like, but for this particular project I liked them a little bit pointier. So we're going to burnish all of our edges. All the way around. And I just did a craft show yesterday, and I didn't have time to get any of these made for the craft show. So for the next spring show that I do, I will definitely be using some of these. I like them. They're so cute. So what you're wanting to do is, here's your 2 tiny tabs and your 2 larger tabs. What you want to do is you want to cut up on the larger size tab on the left and right sides. Just like that, left and right side of the big tab on both sides. And what you end up getting, I used just a regular size hole punch, and I hole punched the top. And that's that part. And what you get is, here's your box, and you want it to wrap around the outside so it looks kind of like a box inside the box. And these tabs, I took my bone folder and just turned them out a little bit, and this paper just folds so nicely. So what I did was I used some glue dots and brought this up. 1, and 2. And see how this is not attached? It kind of floats freely. That's what gives it that box inside a box look. So here's one more. And it doesn't matter if it's left over right or right over left. You want the glue dot to be down low, like this, down low, so that it does have that box inside a box look. And this is free floating. And I used some smaller glue dots here on the ends, and just stuck it down, and it gives you a little curve. Same with this one. Cute little curve on the sides. And that's pretty much the assembly of your box. Let's do some stamping. I used a piece of scrap Whisper white paper. I'm going to use the spring, and I used Sweet Sugar Plum for the ink, and I used Daffodil Delight and Pear Pizzazz, all 3 of these for the stamping. So let's do the Hello Spring part. Right there. And I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to go ahead, since I'm using the Sweet Sugar Plum, I'm going to go ahead and stamp these flowers too while we're doing this. So just one at the top and one at the bottom. Next, I'm using the little sprig. Can you see that? With the Pear Pizzazz. And we're going to go right below it and turn it over and go right above it. And you're creating a circle with your stamps. You are going to cut some of this off, which is fine. You're going to use a 1.5-inch circle punch, and you're going to cut this. But let's do a little bit of these first. I liked a little bit of yellow. It's such a spring color. I thought I needed a little bit of it. Let me clean off my stamp. Ah, I dropped it. Oh no, forgive me. I found it. Even better. So here's the Daffodil Delight. And we're just going to do a couple of dots around both sides. And then we are going to take our 1-inch punch, or 1.5 inch punch, and we're going to cut some of this and make it a circle. Ta-da! Not too bad. I just like the clean lines and the way that that looks. And then I cut a 1.5 inch scallop punch, and I'm going to cut this in half. I used that paper and I used the pink. This was the actual piece that I used. You can see where I cut it. And so I used that as the background. I cut it in half, and we're going to do a little gluing. Just a little bit. Take it and glue at the top, and watch out because it will move, and glue at the bottom. And that tag is finished. So, nope, not quite. We are going to use one of these. With a glue dot. And put it right here on the sprig. Just like that. Now, where did my little paper clip bows go? We're going to take one of these. I love these little bows. And now that this is dry, we're going to attach it here. This is so cute, but it confused me. I keep putting them on backwards. There's the bow. Now you can see there's a side with a bow and a side with just a funny squiggly. So you want the side with the bow. Here's the actual tag. All finished and ready to go. We just need to add a bow. And that's it. So we'll see if I can tie a bow real quick. And that will do it. There's your springtime box, and you can put any number of treats inside here, or even an EOS or something like that along those lines. And if you liked the project and you liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel and push the little bell button if you would like to receive notifications of when I post my next videos. And if you need any supplies whatsoever, please don't hesitate to go to melissastamps.com, and you can go to the Shop Now section there on my website and purchase any Stampin' Up! Products. And the catalogs are on the right for your browsing pleasure. And thank you so much for joining me today.